Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Was That TMI? This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp.
I might kill my ex, not the best idea. His new boyfriend's next out.
Guys, that song has a fucking chokehold on me. I'm not even kidding. I don't even listen to music like that whatsoever, and it's just all over my TikTok FYP, and I just can't get enough. Let's talk about SZA though. Are you guys SZA stans? I never really paid attention. She's so good though. She's so cute. Anyway, she's popping off. Welcome back, everybody. I am currently in Georgia right now. Actually, I'm back up in my hometown. I was here for the weekend. I came up to go out and just see my friends and catch up with people. Actually, funny story, I recorded this whole episode already because I recorded it like twice. I recorded 15 minutes, started over, and then I recorded a whole 45-minute episode. Didn't like it. Now we're starting fresh, new, and it's on a whole different topic. So, long story short, this episode I'm gonna sum you guys up on my weekend I had, or just my night that I had, honestly. You know, I this morning woke up and I knew I wanted to re-record the episode. I didn't know what I wanted it to be about, and then I was like, I haven't done one like with just like my serious thoughts and I guess like advice. I mean, I feel like I'm always babbling in episodes, but I was like, let me really think this out, write it out. I have like a fucking essay written in my notes, so we have a lot to fucking wrap up today. So the other night I got up to Georgia around like, I want to say it was like 8 p.m. So I knew right when I was getting here, and it was Saturday night. I knew right when I was getting here that it was like time to start getting rowdy, you know? Went over to McKinley's, Rylan came over, we were all getting ready and we were going to downtown, which where we grew up, I feel like there's so many people that talk about like their hometown little like bar or place where everyone went like in high school. We did not have that whatsoever. There was one place in like our city downtown that was like literally some fucking dive bar, and when I say dive bar, I'm not talking about the good kind. I'm talking about like literally you can smoke cigs inside. Like I was 18 years old probably ripping cigs inside that Johnson, and fucking like it's like a biker bar. Like I don't know why the fuck we ever showed up there sometimes, but we would. That was like the only bar we had, but it wasn't like the place where like, oh, everyone's going here tonight. Like it was just like you blacked out and you wound up there, and the next morning you were wondering why you smelled like cigarettes, and that was why, because you fucking showed up at that bar last night. But recently everyone's been going to like a town next to us. Apparently, like I haven't been up to my hometown in a while. I also haven't seen anyone from my hometown. I don't really talk to anyone from my hometown other than like McKinley and Rylan and a few of the boys, but that's it. I knew that like a lot of kids were going to a town over from us. They have like a whole downtown area with like bars and like restaurants and shit, so everyone's in, I guess, going out there when they come home. That was our plan, was to go to like that little area, so we did. It was fun. It wasn't really that eventful of a night. I always have fun when I'm with McKinley and Rylan, so I didn't really care what really happened. We kind of just like did some dumb shit and just like ran around downtown and had ourselves a little night. I woke up the next morning so hungover because I decided at fucking like 2 a.m. when the Uber was dropping us off at home that I was gonna go over to my neighbor's house who I hadn't seen in a while. So I fucking Ubered to my neighbor's house. I had the Uber bring me there, and it was like literally fucking 3 in the morning. I stayed there till like 5, just chopping it up with the boys that I grew up with, like my neighbors that were in my neighborhood growing up. They haven't really, I don't think I really ever talked about them on here. They were in like my really old YouTube videos. They're literally like my fucking 3 brothers that aren't blood related to me, and I just love them to death. So I decided to go over there, drunk me, decided to fucking stumble into their house and be like, what's up, guys? Hey, who wants to chat? They're like, it's fucking 4 in the morning. What the fuck, bitch? But that was fun. And then while I was there, I raided their pantry. If you guys are listening, which I know you're not, but don't kill me. And I got these really nice vanilla like straw, you know those like things, it's almost like a little waffle cone material, but it's like a straw. You can get them at like Starbucks, I think, and they have like that filling in them that are just good and hard and you can eat them. Well, they had those, and I was like, oh my god, that looks so good. So I'm eating those, and then I went in the youngest brother's room and I was telling him hi, Reese cup. They like barely remember it because they were asleep, and I told him hi, and he had Dots pretzels on his desk, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm about to rip into these. Fucking was chomping on them, scarfing them fucking down, not even thinking like, oh, this is probably not the best drunk food to eat. Dots pretzels, if you don't know what they are, it's literally pretzels like with so much flavor and seasoning. They're amazing, but not when you're fucking like on the verge of blacking out. Do not eat them. But I was eating them, and then I almost fell asleep there. I wound up getting an Uber back to McKinley's, where I was fucking locked out of. Literally, she locked the door. She didn't think I was coming back, so it's fucking freezing. I'm sitting outside debating on sleeping in my car or not. She finally came downstairs, opened the door. I went inside, passed out in bed, woke up at like 8 in the morning to my fucking stomach hurting, and I couldn't stop burping. Like literally, I was like, imagine having a full-on conversation with someone for 10 minutes. I was literally doing that, except the only thing that was coming out of me was just burps, and no one was awake. I was literally just sitting there like, ugh, ugh, ugh. And I was like, okay, time to fucking call the demons. So I went to the bathroom, because I normally always throw up when I'm drunk and then just fall asleep and the next morning wake up fine. But if I don't, I normally wake up hungover, and which is not a good habit. Don't get into that. But I just am like scarred, I think, from alcohol, so it just does it to my stomach now. This is so disgusting. I can't believe I'm talking about this. If you want to skip this part, go ahead. But I went to the fucking bathroom and I was like in denial that I needed to like throw up. I knew it was because I ate these Dots pretzels, and like there's so much seasoning, so much flavor on them, that I'm literally sitting in the bathroom and these pretzels are like just eating away at my intestines. Like I'm like, holy shit. I was in so much pain, and it was like negative fucking 5 degrees in our house. I'm literally sitting there shaking with my puffer jacket on. Finally just bite the bullet and I throw up, and I'm like, okay, I'm better. Well, then I start drinking my water and I'm like, okay, who put fucking sugar in my water? Like someone literally spiked my water with fucking sugar. And then so I got a cup, filled that up with water, and I was drinking it. Literally tasted like straight up fucking sugar, and I was like, what the actual fuck is going on? And I looked it up, and apparently that's like a thing when you throw up. It's so like bitter and gross that when you drink water, it tastes like sugar. So that's my fun fact of the day for you guys, is that if you've ever thrown up and tasted sugar, that's why. And I've never had that happen before, and it's fucking disgusting. Like when I'm throwing up, the one necessity I need is a cup of ice water, because you can just scarf that down right after and you feel fine. Well, this water tasted like literally some strawberry flavored milk. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Anyways, though, like I said, this morning I woke up and I started figuring out what I wanted today's episode to be about. And I was like, okay, I kind of want to get like not deep, but I want to do at the end of every year. I've done this like since I kind of started getting a following on YouTube. I always do a recap of the year. I've probably talked about that on here before. And I always like write it out and I make it pretty serious, and I try and like think about what this year has taught me. And I was like, I should do a podcast episode more in depth, just of like things that I like try and live by, and like rules I try and go by. And you guys always ask me for advice on like how I don't give a fuck what people think and how I just kind of live in the moment and shit. So that's what today's episode is going to kind of be about. Kind of advice, my rules I give to myself. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I'm just fucking talking out of my ass pretty much. I titled it My Rules and Perspectives I Give to You to Be Your Best Self. Who the fuck in the Lexi Hidalgo do I think I am? Her podcast is so good, guys. It's literally like so informative, and she's so like smart. She's just so smart, and I feel like she's such a good brain, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm talking about it, but you guys seem to just like to hear what I have to say. So I think that I'm gonna just give you guys my rules, advice, and take this as your sign to like, actually don't take this as anything. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. So guys, really quickly, I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, which is BetterHelp. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. Sometimes in life, guys, you can feel stuck. We don't have a user manual in life, and that's why BetterHelp Online Therapy is the next big thing. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online, plus it's affordable. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime, and it couldn't be simpler. There's no waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. So learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TMI. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TMI. Thank you, BetterHelp. Okay, rule number 1 that I have for you guys and advice is do it for the plot. And this one, I don't give a fuck. Some people are like, oh, do it for the plot, you're gonna wind up dead. Okay, yes, it depends on the situation, but I literally live by do it for the plot. I feel like life gets so much better when you start to realize that you are like the main character in your life. No one else is. It's literally you. Like, this is your life. People always say like, oh, main character vibes. Like, you give off such main character, like, whatever, like, energy. And I'm like, well, I mean, like, when you really think about it, like, you're the fucking main person in your life. Like, it's your life. Like, other people are just people that are in your life. And when you start realizing that, and you realize, like, stop giving a shit about what, like, people think about you. I saw something and it was like, you're the main character in your story, you don't give a fuck what the antagonist thinks. And like, the antagonist in like book terms is like the person who's like against you or like causing the fucking issues. And it's like, why should you give a fuck what they think? Because when you think about it in like a story, most of the time the main character doesn't fuck with the other person. And so it's like, just don't give a fuck what people, like bad people in your life think, or even just like anyone whose opinions shouldn't matter to you. It's your fucking life. Do what you want to do, live the way that you want to live, and overall just remember that like you get get one shot at it and one time on earth, and once you realize that, you'll see things from a new perspective. Like, I also am the person who never wants to go home. Even the other night when we were out, everyone was ready to go home. We literally had an Uber ordered, and I was like, no, like, why are we fucking leaving? Like, let's just stay out. Which, like I said, this is circumstantial, because sometimes I need my friends to be like, okay, Sadie, shut the fuck up, get in the fucking Uber. Like, sometimes I do need that, but I am always like, why would we not stay out? That way we can wake up in the morning, or like look back on this in a week and be glad that we stayed out and more shit happened versus didn't. I don't know, it's just sometimes I feel like the best things come when you're not like planning it and stuff. And I will say though, I get why people are like, don't do it for the plot, because like that's how people get literally killed. Like, you'll hear about the people that should have just went home that night and they didn't and they died, which, like, okay, that's like fucked up and sad. But I think this is also too like why I was so fucking crazy in high school and like sneaking out all the time, literally on school nights, which like I was dumb as shit and don't follow in my footsteps when I was in high school, fucking sneaking out alone. Like, I don't know how I didn't get fucking kidnapped. I was being very stupid and unsafe, so don't take my advice on that. But I think that at that age, I was in that mindset that like I still kind of am now. I've just gotten like more, I feel like, mature with it and smarter. But I literally was like, okay, I can either go to bed and wake up for school like a normal person, or I can sneak out to this kid's house and get drunk and go have fun and make a memory. Which, like, looking back, it wasn't really memories made, it was fucking losing brain cells in the making that I was doing. But it's still like I guess the mindset I was trying to give myself made sense. I was just being a fucking idiot because I was younger and didn't really know what I was doing. Do it for the plot, I say that, but don't let the plot be like your resolution or your fucking ending to your story. You know what I mean? The plot comes kind of in the middle before the climax or whatever the fuck. I don't fucking know. I'm not good with that shit, like literature. But just do it for the plot, but don't be an idiot to where you're quote unquote doing it for the plot leads you to the fucking ending of your story, aka life, aka you die, aka please take what I say with a grain of salt. Okay, number 2 is that hearts are like bones. And this is kind of weird and confusing, but I actually have a friend right now going through a breakup. This person's definitely heartbroken, and I've been there, and it sucks. And when you are in that position, you don't think it's gonna be better. Like, you don't think it's gonna get better. You don't think that anyone out there is better for you. Honestly, it goes hand in hand kind of with like depression, or if you have an eating disorder, or like anxiety. And when you fall so deep in it, you don't think there's any getting out. Like, you just think that it can only go downhill. There's no coming out of it. You're not going to get better. And I feel like when you are heartbroken by a person, you think the exact same thing. Like, you're like, no one is like this person. I'm never going to find anyone else like this person. This person's for me. If I don't get them back, I'm fucked. I'm screwed. And look, everything in life happens for a reason. You have to get yourself out of the mindset because it's not true. But I thought of this morning, that hearts are like bones, because if you break a bone, you put a cast on it. Like, you go to the doctor, they give you a cast on your arm or leg or whatever the fuck it is to heal back together. And like, literally the definition for like a cast is to immobilize injured bones and like promote healing and reduce pain and swelling while the bone heals. It goes so hand in hand with like if your heart's broken or if you're broken or like whatever the hell idiom I'm trying to like fucking relate this to. You need like a cast to help it heal. And I feel like that cast can literally be like surrounding yourself with friends, family, talking to God, maybe just your fucking self, like you becoming your own best friend, or like even getting yourself into finding like a hobby or something that makes you happy. Like, my point in saying this is just you have to surround yourself with good to heal. And I don't know, it was just so on my mind this morning because I feel like when I was like super sad in high school, I was like, I would literally get home from school every day, I'd go straight to my room, I'd fucking close my curtains, it was literally pitch black in my room, and I would just play sad music. That's all I would fucking do, is I would just go home, go to my room, fucking go to bed and cry and play sad music. And I feel like that you're not gonna heal doing that. You have to like really put like a fucking quote unquote cast on yourself and like surround yourself with good, feed your mind good thoughts, and like put happiness in your life in a way. Be your cast, you know what I mean? I feel like that kind of sounds literally stupid. I said this one time when I was talking about the boy that broke my heart, don't listen to sad music. And sad music, I love sad music, don't get me wrong, but when you're fucking upset and hurt, sad music kills you. Like, sad music makes shit 10 times worse, literally so much worse. And I feel like that's such a little thing, but it could be seen as like such a bigger thing, because if you surround yourself with sad and depressing things, it's only gonna lead to more of that. So if you're broken, you're almost like a bone, you gotta fucking surround yourself with good and like put positive thoughts in your mind in order to heal. Number 3, no one has it all figured out. This is so crucial in life. I feel like especially with phones and social media nowadays, you can get at the tips of your fingers is everyone in the fucking world, and all you're gonna see is how much better someone else's life is. How much better someone else's life is, how perfect someone looks, how fucking this girl has the most beautiful hair, or this girl has the most perfect relationship, or oh my god, you want this person's family, or this house is beautiful, whatever. I think we're all so hyper focused sometimes on what everyone else is doing and how their life is perfect, and we try and shape our life into theirs, or we start like making our thoughts think about like what we can do to be like them. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to like look up to people, but just know that everyone has their own issues and things going on in their life, so don't spend so much of your time comparing your life and yourself to the people you look up to. In the grand scheme of things, a lot of people that seem like they've got it all figured out, they don't. No one knows exactly what they're doing and where they're going, and it's cool. Like, it's a good thing. If someone stood in front of you right now and was like, I'm gonna tell you everything that happens in your life, or I'm not, which do you want? I would be like, I don't want to fucking know. Because if I knew, then it's just like, I feel like you would try and live your life trying to like beat around that bush and like not go that path. But I truly believe your life is like already laid out, and like all you can do is kind of just live and be your best self and do your best, and whatever happens is gonna happen. But just know that everyone's got their own shit going on. Not everyone's perfect. Not everyone is super happy. There's so many people too, I feel like, I will say the industry of kind of what I do, that I look at and I'm like, fuck, like they're on their shit, like they're on their game, they upload like a lot, they have really good friends, they go out, like they've just got it together. And I've met people before and they're the fucking opposite. Like, yeah, online it might have seemed like that, but I meet them and they're like, holy fuck, I thought you had it all figured out. Like, I looked to you and was like, oh my god, like I wish I could be more like that. And I'm like, what? I look at you and I'm like, I could never be like that. Like, I wish. And it's just like so crazy when that happens, because you're like, fuck, we all focus on like each other and how to like get to where other people are at in life sometimes. And I feel like everyone's trying to do that and it gets us all nowhere. Like, we're all just like looking in the other direction at other people when we should just be like taking a step back, focusing on ourselves, figuring out what we want, and just don't try to be perfect, because no one's perfect. And don't try and have it all figured out, and don't be stressed out if you have no idea what you want to do or where you're going in life, because no one knows. No one fucking knows anyway, so don't stress about it. Number 4 is It's a Small World. You guys know that song from Disney? I don't know, it's really hard because there's some people in life that say like, if someone doesn't treat me with respect, I'm not gonna treat them with respect. Like, why should I? I am someone who's very like, just be kind to everyone. Like, I think you should just be kind to everyone and anyone, because no matter what, I truly believe that the bigger person always wins and always comes out like better and stronger and bigger. And I think it's just good to treat people how you want to be treated, even if it's hard as fuck. And like, I put it in terms of it's a small world, because it really is. Like, you will see people again that you wouldn't think you would. You will. But believe it or not, you will run into people again. It's literally happened to me before. And if you treated someone shitty or without respect in the past, you never know who they are. You never know who they might be related to, who they might know, who they might be in 5 years from that day. You just never know what position they're in or what position they could be in later down the line. I'm talking about like fucking in life. Like, you could be a dickhead to someone and then, oh my god, you go and fucking get like interview that job, guess who's interviewing you? That person you were a piece of shit to 5 years ago, and you're like, oh fuck. Or even just in life, like, you never know what position someone's in is. You never know if they're fucking going through it, and then you just are a piece of shit back to them, and it makes them feel even more shitty. Yes, they shouldn't have been shitty to you in the first place, but you just never know what people are going through, and you never know who they are either. And I will say, I've experienced this firsthand, I think, kind of with what I do, which I don't think the amount of fucking followers you have matters at all. Like, no, I'm still a fucking human being, and I think it's funny when like people will like try and suck my dick and make it really obvious. I'm like, I'm literally a fucking human being. Like, you trying to like suck my dick and like be all whatever to me, like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, in the grand scheme of life, I'm fucking nobody. It's weird. It's happened mostly with adults with me, but like, just be rude and disrespectful and like just take me, I guess, not seriously because I'm younger, and then they'll like see my fucking follower count or something, and then they're like, oh, like, I didn't realize you did YouTube. Okay, cool. So blah blah. And I'm like, okay, but why were you a dick to me 5 seconds ago? Like, I don't get it. Why do you have to off the bat just be like a fucking asshole? And it makes me be like, okay, no, I don't like you. Sorry, bye. I don't care like what you can do for me. You were just rude. And I think in life that can happen, 'cause you never know what position someone's in. Okay, number 5, I have don't burn the bridge. And this one is also like, it depends on the situation, I would say. I am someone who I used to be like, fuck them, block them, literally never talk to them again. They are never gonna be able to speak to you again. Like, if someone would do me wrong, I'd be like, cut them out, they're gone forever, who gives a fuck? I'm so different now with that, just because I think people do bad and wrong, and some people will like never really change. But believe it or not, that person is probably like in a way looking up to you, or you might be a good thing in their life. Like, whenever I feel like someone does me so wrong and like I don't be like, okay, well fuck you, you're never gonna speak to me again, I feel like they're like shocked by it, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's gonna make them realize like they should be a better person or something like that. I don't know. There's just been people before that I've cut off in the past, and then I've kind of gone back and circled around and been like you can fucking still text me if you need to or whatever. I feel like they're like shocked by it and taken back by it, but I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, I've changed over time, and I'm not proud of everything I've done. So can other people. Like, other people can change as well. And it's like, if someone fucks you over time and time and time again, you just let them, like, I would say change up like the circumstances that you're gonna let them have in your life, or like I don't know if circumstances is the right word, but like, you don't have to fucking be texting them every day like you were 3 months ago. But like, if they want to text you out of the blue every 3 months and say hi, life's short, say hi back. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the same like as it was before. But for example, my fucking ex, who I said like cheated on me last year, whatever, all that shit, yeah, I hated him at the time. I didn't fucking want to ever speak to him again. I told him to go fuck himself, and he would never talk to me again. We're friends now. He knows what he did was stupid. He knows that he'll never be able to have me in the manner that he did before, but he was still put in my life for a reason, I think, and I still want to be there for him if like he needs me to, because like I said, life's short, we're all human, we're all gonna die one day. Just be kind, be respectful to others, and like, you just never know. Someone, like, you might be a light in someone's life and you don't realize it, but they might need you, and like, they're not strong enough to voice that. Number 6 is, I was talking about being kind to others, be kind to yourself. You are the main character in your story, like I said, and you are the person that will be in your life forever. You're the only person that you can bet on. You are the only person that is going to be with you until you fucking are on your deathbed and die. Really think about that. So be nice to yourself, love yourself, believe in yourself, all of the above, because you can't love others in life if you don't do that first. And that's so fucking true. Like, people always say, if you don't love yourself, don't get into a relationship. Fuck, if you don't love yourself, you can't fucking like live life. Like, you got to just learn to like love yourself, be your own best friend, learn about what you like, learn about things, be independent, because you'll learn so much from it, and you'll realize like it's just so nice and fun. And I also like believe in God, so I think that you can always bet on God and he will be with you forever. But I know some people don't think that way, and that's fine. If you do, know that God loves you and he'll always be with you as well. But also in like the real life, where you can like literally sit down and have a full-on conversation with someone, it's yourself. Number 7, not everyone will get you and care to get you, and you have to be okay with that. So I struggle with this so much, because if someone doesn't like me, I freak the fuck out. And I'm not talking about like I just want everyone to like me and think I'm cool and like talk good about me. No, just if someone doesn't like me, I just will do everything in my power to make them like me. I just don't like when people don't like me, don't get me, don't fuck with me. I want people to like me. I want people to think I'm nice, and it really bothers me. But some people, they're not gonna give a fuck to get to know you. Some people are gonna see you off the bat and be like, she's a fucking bitch, and then you can't change that. You can try everything in your power to change that. That person might be like, no, I think you're a fucking bitch, I don't care. So just kind of, sometimes you have to learn to like let go of control of things, and like things that are out of your control, just let be, because some people won't like you, and you just got to deal with that and be okay with it. When I went on that podcast, remember I talked about that, maybe you listened to that episode, maybe you didn't, but I went on a podcast one time, I felt like they did not get me at all. I got off the podcast, I started crying, I was like, fuck, everyone that watches that is gonna see a different version of me that's not me. Like, I remember my mom was just like, Sadie, if people care enough to fucking go on your shit and watch any of it, they're gonna realize like who you are from that. But if they don't care, then who fucking cares? Like, if they don't care to see who you are, then fuck it, whatever. And I was like, okay, you're right, that's true. And just sometimes you gotta let go of control of the situation. Number 8, this comes from like a TikTok that I saved literally, I think in like 2019 or the beginning of 2020. And I've always said this, and sometimes I'm a little bit like, with it. Like, I'm here and there with this one, but I do somewhat agree with the saying that is, don't be in a relationship with anyone you wouldn't marry. So there's this guy on TikTok that he talked about this, and this is exactly what he said. He said, it's a waste of time and it takes you off the market. Don't worry too much about relationships, build friendships, and maybe one day you'll meet your soulmate, or maybe you'll realize you want to spend the rest of your life with your best friend. Your life should not be spent on trying to fall in love. Your life right now should be spent in finding yourself, because if you don't now, when you're married down the line, you're gonna wish that you did. And that's so true. And I'm someone like, I really don't date, and I think 1, I'm scared. 2, I think it's also because I really do think like that. Like, I'm like, I don't want to be held back from opportunities because I'm like dating someone and I'm scared to like hurt them even though I'm doing nothing wrong. Like, I remember the last relationship I was in, and I actually did whatever I wanted just because there was so much trust in it. I remember every relationship or like anything I'd been in prior to that, no one could handle what I did. Like no one could handle me going out like I do. No one could handle me having the guy friends that I do. And I get it, but it's like, look, we're young. We're supposed to be experiencing life. We're supposed to be meeting new people and like making new friends and just doing it all right now. That if you tie yourself to one person and you like cut yourself off kind of to like new experiences and new things, you might not realize you're doing it, but you probably are. If you're kind of listening to this, like, fuck, is that me a little bit? It probably is. You have to realize, like, look, if you want to marry that person and you're gonna get married to them, okay, that's fine. But when you're married to them, you're also gonna have to experience things. You know what I mean? So experience that shit together, or just realize, like, look, why are we even fucking dating? We're not gonna get married. I don't want to marry you. I don't see myself marrying you. Why am I dating you? Like, yes, I get for the comfort of stuff, and two, I get like if you just got a new job and you have like a boyfriend and you guys both have similar schedules and your other friends are doing other things when your boyfriend's not, if it like makes sense and it's really like the timing is just perfect and you're like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna marry this person, but I do like them and like we get along great and it just makes perfect sense to date because we're each other's best friends, that's something where I understand it a little bit more. But I do think that it's like people that do long distance in college, I get it sometimes, but sometimes there's so many people where I want to look them straight in the face and be like, you know damn well you're not marrying this kid. Why are you fucking wasting your time with them? Like, or just even it can be the other way for the guy with the girl. It's just like, don't do it because you know damn well that you want to go out and experience things, and you should be when you're young. Like I said, kind of on the fence with that one, but I kind of agree with it a lot. Okay, number 9, Steve Harvey actually said this. I was literally doing fucking research for this shit this morning, guys. I felt like I was in school and I low-key loved it. But he said, don't ever, this one's for the girls, don't ever let a man have to tell you twice that he doesn't want you. That is so fucking true. And it's so hard when you're so into someone and you want them so badly and they immediately are like, I don't want this anymore, because we're human and a switch flips like this. Like it literally flips like that and you're like, fuck, I want this person 10 times more now. And it's because them telling you no makes you want them to just finally like break and be like, okay, never mind, I want you back. It's just human nature. It's what we do. And I've had to learn this the hard way, but don't ever let a guy tell you multiple times that he doesn't want to be with you, because if you do, if you're still there and he's still having the opportunity to tell you that, you're going to ruin your chance probably forever. Because if he's telling you no and no and no over and over again, all he's doing, it's making him want to back away, because guys never want a girl begging for them. I swear they don't. Whether they say it or not, I swear guys don't want to see girls begging for them. They just don't. I mean, once again, it can be like situational. So sometimes they do. Some guys love when you're obsessed with them, but I swear you got to play hard to get it first. Don't ever let a man have to tell you he doesn't want to be with you more than one time. Okay, 10. Make mistakes and don't regret them, but learn from them. I just saw this in like a fucking TikTok clip also. I think it was literally Grace Vanderwaal, who, oh my god, were you guys like Grace Vanderwaal stans when she was on America's Got Talent? Because I've watched that video of her audition probably 60 million times, and I know every single one of her performances. I can literally probably fucking like script read them of fucking what the judges say back to her and everything. Anyways, she was interviewing this guy. I don't know who it was, but he said that. She was like, if you could give us any advice, what would you say? And he said that. Make mistakes, don't regret them, but learn from them. And I think that's so true. I had a sweatshirt last year that I made that said like, life short, don't look back, or something like no regrets. And I think that's so true. Like everything in life really does happen for a reason. People are in your life for a reason. Things happen for a reason. And you just can't regret shit, because you most likely are going to learn from it. You're probably going to learn from it. And even though it might not seem like it right now, give it some time and you'll realize that like, oh shit, yeah, I'm glad that happened. Or maybe you're not glad it happened, but don't regret it. Okay, and last but not least, I know this episode's kind of short. I don't know, like I said, I just kind of wanted to be more serious today. Oh, this is Albert Einstein. Listen to how fucking cute this is. I loved him. Like, he was such a cute little human being. Life is like riding a bike. To keep your balance, you have to keep moving. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. I think this is so true. It low-key relates to like the thing I was saying about the cast when he says, no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. When you're like broken, or you're in like such a spot that like you don't think you can get out of, you're not going to be able to get out of that spot unless you literally push yourself and start changing your ways to get out of it. And like he said, life's like riding a bike. You have to keep moving to keep your balance. You gotta just keep on pushing forward, and you gotta try new things, because if you just keep on doing the same thing over and over again, like I remember when I was depressed, like I said, I literally every day go to my room, go to bed, sad music, that's it. And I would just always listen to sad music. I just always had a fucking like awful look on my face. I didn't care what I looked like. I didn't care if I woke up in the morning and looked like I literally literally fucking slept outside for the past week and a half and then showed up to school and just put my head down on the desk. Nothing was changing because I didn't want it to change, and I was just like, whatever. The second that I realized I need to start like getting up in the morning, and even if it's like as little as like, okay, you're gonna get up and you're gonna put an ice roller on your face and take a shower, at least you're fucking starting somewhere, and you gotta start moving forward to get past the mindset you're in and into a new one. I don't know if any of this made sense. I don't know if this all was like really informative and you guys are like, damn, Sadie, I didn't know that you were gonna fucking be a teacher to us today. Or if you're like, okay, yeah, no, Sadie, never do this again. I don't know. I just like wrote it all out this morning when I woke up, and I was listening to like cute little music, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be informative today and like really spread positivity and Lexi a dog on myself. She's so cute. I love her. Guys, I love you. Thank you for listening. I know this is literally so different from any episode I've ever done before, but I just think it was needed. Yeah, I'm excited to be back next week, and I love you guys so much. We have new merch coming out. I'm so excited. That's part of the reason I'm in Atlanta, is because we have new merch. SadieCarl.com. It's a new winter collection. It's so cute. It's going to be shown in the next YouTube video I post. So guys, stay tuned for that. I love you so much, and thanks for listening. I'll see you next Monday. Bye.